Hello! Today I am introducing my final major project idea. Um, the title of my project so far is Muses, the Influencers. I'm planning to make an educational zine about muses and their influence on their artists. The reason I wanted to make this project is I want a project that centers around women in art. This theme is something that I really, really love. I haven't made a project around it yet. I've been thinking about how, and it never really quite was the right time, and then over the break I was thinking of what themes I was going to want to center this project around, and I finally found a way that I wanted to incorporate it, so that's what I'm doing. I also, over the break, looked over my portfolio and tried to find gaps that maybe I wanted to fill or new skills that I know I have that I use but aren't in my portfolio. I've decided to use printmaking in this project so that I can add it to my portfolio. That and the hybrid aspect are why I'm doing printmaking. I'll explain more in a bit. I'm also choosing to do a zine rather than a full book because over this module I don't have enough time to lino cut and print a whole book because a book is a much bigger undertaking than a zine. So for time reasons, I'm choosing to do something slightly smaller so that I can properly execute it and have it be really well done. I'm planning for my audience for this project to be children's publishing. I'm not exactly sure what age group I'm going for yet, but I think of this outcome as part of like an educational literature that goes along with a museum exhibit. So it's given to the kids as they go in, and then they learn about the muses and like what their lives were and what their creative practices were and how they influenced the artists that they posed for. That's kind of my idea so far. I really thought about the hybrid aspect of this project for a very, very long time, and I went between using it as a theme, so thinking of maybe mythical creatures that are hybrids. I ended up going with the women in art, and I ended up going with process and medium as my hybrid aspect to this project. I'm going to do printing over top of watercolor and colored pencil illustrations so that I can create a sort of layered effect. So you can see the image underneath the ink that's on top. So far I'm thinking that maybe that will be how I show the lives that the women had. So the women, the muses in their practice would be underneath, and then over top would be printed with maybe like the famous piece that they were in, that they were known for, or something along those lines. I'm planning to find out more about these women and how they lived their lives, what creative practices they had, how exactly they influenced the artists, and kind of what their relationship was to art in general. I'm also planning to do sketches. I want to improve my anatomy skills. I have some, but I'm not perfect. I'm not great yet, so I'm trying to use this as an opportunity to better that skill. Mainly, I'm going to be trying to create a likeness to these women and develop a cohesive visual order for the project. And as I'm choosing to do a zine, I am hoping and excited about exploring different types of bookbinding, different formats that the zine can take, because a zine is a much more versatile thing rather than a book. A book has a very straightforward order, and I know that zines can be very different, and I'm looking forward to exploring that side as well, and not just the drawing, painting, printing side of things. So I think this project is going to work out really well. I'm very excited to see what I learn from it and where I come out on the other side.